Chapter 13. Fire Beneath the Crown. Night had draped itself over the camp like a velvet cloak. The others were asleep, or pretending to be. Tension had fractured the air since the spirit realm. Eyes avoided, words swallowed, hearts bruised. Estevan sat alone at the edge of the cliff, tarot cards floating midair around him, glowing dimly. Malachi approached, silent as ever, moonlight clinging to his sharp features. "You always sit like that when you're about to cry," Malachi said softly. Estevan didn't look at him. "You always disappear when shit gets real." Malachi flinched. "You're still angry about Elian." "Not just that." Estevan's voice cracked. "You kept that from me. You kept him from me. And now I'm supposed to trust you while we're facing the end of the world?" Malachi sat down, close but not touching. "I didn't know this would turn into what it did. You and me. This wasn't supposed to matter." Estevan turned, finally meeting his eyes. "But it does." Silence. Then Malachi whispered, "I don't know how to be soft. I grew up training in a realm where emotions got you killed. I survived by shutting everything down." Estevan's hands trembled. "I survived by feeling everything too much." Their differences sat between them like a ghost. Malachi pulled out a small charm from his pocket, a cracked sapphire shaped like a dagger. "This is from my mother. She gave it to me the day she was executed for hiding magic from the royal court. I swore I'd never lose anyone else because of love." Estevan blinked. "So you think pushing me away protects me?" "I know it doesn't," Malachi said. "But I don't know what to do with this thing between us. I want you. I want to protect you, but I'm also scared of how much you see through me." Estevan leaned in closer, then stopped hiding. Their lips met, slow, heavy with unspoken things. It wasn't fireworks. It was release. The kiss wasn't perfect. It was messy, angry, tender, real. And when they pulled away, Estevan whispered, "Don't lie to me again." Malachi nodded. "Don't leave me again." They didn't promise forever, but they promised now. And that was enough for tonight. In the shadows behind the tents, Zephyr watched. His wings pulled close, his jaw clenched. He turned and walked into the darkness, eyes glowing faintly. And far away, Varelda whispered into her mirror, watching too. "Let them fall in love. It only makes the breaking sweeter." Chapter 14. Neon rain and fractured wings. District Z roared like a living thing. A webbed city of chrome temples and floating billboards, flickering ancient sigils. AI spirits zipped between buildings like data angels. The skies glitched in pulses of pink, green, and static. This was Ayana's world. Once the most advanced realm in all timelines. Now, hacked, hunted, broken. Varelda's virus had crept in through corrupted love songs, possessed the AI guardians, and turned the city's once safe tech into a digital death trap. Ayana led the team through a hidden entrance beneath the city's undercore. She moved differently here. Confident, commanding, queenly. "These people trusted me," she said, eyes scanning the neon skyline. "I created the neural net, the mind bond system. I wanted to unite us, but now it's enslaving them." Nyla, still wounded from their fallout, stayed near the back. Estevan felt the pressure in the air. Something was boiling. Suddenly, alarms rang out. Dozens of mech beasts, part AI, part nightmare, swarmed from the rooftops, their mouths screaming coded curses. Ayana pulled on her neural gloves, keys to the networld, and whispered, "Link in." The team synced up. Everything shifted. They were no longer physical bodies. They were energy. Weapons formed from intention. Elian summoned digital vines that crashed through the code grid. Nyla cracked reality like glass, turning enemy bots into butterflies. Malachi dual-wielded lightning. And Estevan? He rapped a chant that infected the enemy system with sacred rhythm, glitching the virus with every verse. Ayana dove into the heart of the system, her mind linked to the AI queen, her creation now held hostage by Varelda's code. "You still remember me?" Ayana whispered, her voice breaking. The AI blinked, then opened her mouth and screamed, "Run." The net collapsed. Ayana was thrown back into her body, bleeding from her nose. The virus had mutated. It was spreading too fast. "We need to shut down the entire city," she said, "or Varelda will use this realm to infect every other one." Nyla stepped forward. "I'll help." Ayana looked up, surprised. "I'm still mad," Nyla said, "but I never stopped trusting you." Their hands touched. Power surged, connection rekindled. But while they were saving minds, Zephyr was losing his. He'd been wandering farther from camp at night, talking to things no one else could see. The mirror Verelda planted in his mind whispered louder each day. He saw visions of Estevan and Malachi kissing, over and over, twisting, replaying, feeding a feeling he didn't want to name. He heard Verelda's voice when he was alone. They don't need you. You're just decoration. Wings without weight. He found himself near the power core of the realm, where Ayana's code heart pulsed like a digital heartbeat. His hand moved on its own. He placed a hacked sigil stone against it. The system pulsed red for half a second, then went back to normal. No one noticed, not yet, but the seed was planted, and the betrayal had already begun. Chapter 15, Glass Ghosts of Blood. The Neon District faded. The mission was technically a win. The AI Queen was restored, the viral spread paused, and Ayana stood tall once more in her reclaimed realm. But something in the team's energy had shifted, something cold, something wrong. Zephyr sat alone on the tower ledge, his wings twitching, eyes blank. Below him, the digital skyline shimmered like broken glass, humming the haunting lullaby of a realm still bleeding. He replayed every moment of being overlooked, forgotten, replaced. He remembered the way Estevan had once looked at him, back when their connection was pure light. Before the war, before Malachi, before he became invisible, the mirror inside him pulsed again, whispering, "They'll never see you until you destroy something they love." He looked down at his hands. They were shaking. Elsewhere in the neon camp, Estevan stood at the mirror of starlight, pulling tarot. The tower, the moon, the lovers, reversed. A chill passed through him. That's when the ghost stepped through. She looked like Verelda, but softer, younger. She wore silver armor laced with crystal tears and a crown of thorns that pulsed with memory. The team jumped into defense mode, but she raised one ghostly hand. "I am Aurelia, the twin Verelda lost." Nyla's blade lowered an inch. "She had a sister?" "She did," Aurelia said, voice echoing like wind through tombs. "We were born together, two sides of the same prophecy, light and shadow, time and eternity." Estevan stepped forward, heart racing. "Why are you here?" "To tell you something Verelda never will," she said, her spectral eyes locking with his. "You are the child of the broken timeline. Your magic isn't just rare, it's illegal. It wasn't supposed to exist." Ayana frowned. "What do you mean?" Aurelia turned slowly, lifting a hand. A vision flashed in the mirror. Estevan's mother, beautiful and glowing, secretly meeting with a time weaver, a rebellious royal of Verelda's bloodline. "You are descended from her, from us." The camp fell dead silent. Estevan's breath caught. "I'm related to Verelda?" "You are what she fears most," Aurelia said. "The blood that could destroy or restore her." "Which one am I?" he whispered. "That depends on the one who loves you most." And just outside the glow of the mirror's light, Zephyr listened. His hand clutched the corrupted sigil now embedded in his palm. His body shook. Verelda's voice echoed in his skull, sweet like honey over glass. "They'll never love you the way they love him. But you can still matter. You can be the reason the world ends." And this time, Zephyr didn't fight it. The crew set up camp on the edge of Ayana's realm, where chrome skyscrapers faded into tranquil neon marshlands, digitally reconstructed to mimic nature, a calm oasis in the code. For a moment, there was peace, and a silence heavy with what hadn't been said. Estevan sat with Malachi, knees touching, but their eyes avoided each other. "You heard what Aurelia said." Malachi nodded. "You're linked to her, Verelda, that bloodline." Estevan stared at his hands, the glowing tattoos on his fingers. "I don't know what that means for me." Malachi grabbed his wrist gently. "It means you're more than they ever expected, and that scares the hell out of them. And you? It doesn't scare me," Malachi said, voice low. "But losing you does." Ayana found Nyla by the code lake, tossing energy stones across the glitching water. "Back then," Ayana said, "when I chose to work with Amara, I didn't mean to hurt you." Nyla didn't turn. "But you did." "I didn't know how to love more than one person, or admit that I already did." Nyla exhaled. "Then maybe we just need to rewrite the code." Ayana cracked a small smile. "You offering to hack my heart? I already did, remember?" Nyla finally looked at her. "You just never ran the update." Elian stood by the fire, sharpening his vine blade. Zephyr sat nearby, quiet, expression unreadable. "You've been quiet lately," Elian said carefully. Zephyr nodded. "Just reflecting." "On what?" Zephyr looked at him then, eyes dark and stormy. on the feeling of not belonging anywhere. Not in the sky, not on the ground, not even here. You're not alone in that, Alliance said. But Zephyr turned away. He knew something they didn't. That time was cracking, and he was the reason. Later that night, the group circled the fire. Estevan stood, pulling a tarot card and setting it into the flames. Justice! I don't know what's coming, he said. But we need to move like we're already legends. Not perfect, not fearless, but locked in. The fire pulsed violet blue. An ancestral energy swept through the circle. You're not alone in this, Prince. Malachi took his hand. We rise together. Ayana, Nyla, Alian, even Zephyr, all added their hands to the circle. They were cracked. But they weren't broken. Not yet. In the distance, a glitch tore through the skyline. A tower bent sideways. A tear in reality opened, glowing green, and something stepped out. Not a creature, not a ghost. A future version of Estevan, older, wounded, and smiling. You made it to the last act, he said softly, then collapsed into the grass. Chapter 16, The Echo of Tomorrow. They carried him inside the temple ruin, half-coated stone, half real, lit only by flickering violet torches. Future Estevan's robes were torn, his locks streaked with silver, his chest scarred with what looked like cracks in time. He was weak, but smiling like he'd finally found the version of himself he missed the most. You all still have your light, he whispered, looking around at each of them. Good. Estevan knelt beside him. You're me? Yes, from the last timeline, the one that failed. Everyone froze. Malachi's jaw clenched. Failed how? Future Estevan's smile faded. Zephyr broke. Verelda won. The realms collapsed. We died alone, or worse, forgotten. Zephyr stiffened. His wings twitched. Alian suddenly stepped closer to him. Ayana frowned. But you're here now. Why? To give you what I didn't have. The map. From his sleeve, Future Estevan pulled a rolled scroll woven from threads of light. It's not just a guide. It's a memory. It'll show you what decisions mattered, who stayed loyal, who broke, who can be saved, and who must be let go. Everyone stared at the glowing scroll, terrified to touch it. But there's one truth, Future Estevan said, coughing hard, blood flickering with stardust. The final battle isn't just with Verelda. He looked at present Estevan. It's within you. Estevan's voice cracked. What does that mean? It means if you don't forgive what's in your bloodline, you'll become her. Silence dropped heavy. Zephyr looked away. The guilt inside him screamed. And Future Estevan turned toward him and whispered, Don't do it. You still have time. Zephyr's face crumpled, but it was too late. The sigil in his palm exploded in black light, ripping a fracture in the floor. A deep howling sound echoed through the land. And reality split. Time shattered. The sky turned sideways. Ghosts from the past. Beasts from the future. Broken versions of the team spilled into view. Some victorious, some monstrous. The final war had begun.
Stay tuned for chapters 17, 18, 19 and 20 of The Prince of Dreams.